Francis County, Saturday night. Hill drew a 70. I'll be starting inside third row of the first heat. It's a pretty loaded heat. Got a pretty heavy track. It's probably gonna be pretty hard to pass. So we'll probably be just maintaining. I was 13th quick out of 19 in hot laps. That's not great, but the track was pretty heavy. My old crate. Track's got slick. Of course, the fastest guy out there was on a crate, so that's no excuse. Old Rob, right there. But anyways, that's my excuse anyways. I got old Smokey McQueen. But I don't need an excuse. I'm slow. Not really, but the whole group's fast. How about that? The whole B-Mods as a group, it's a pretty good group. So, we have our nights, but we're pretty good. So, we'll see how the heat race goes. But we'll be hanging on. See ya.
Are you sure? Yeah. I think he's saying, ooh, yuck. What's he saying then? Oh, McQueen. Dinoco McQueen, yuck. Aw, here he is. Peekaboo. That's better. Can you hear us? Hello?
just like I predicted. It was going to be hard to pass. It was. I tried to make a run on Randy a few times. We was just all in line. He couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't go nowhere. Rob Inman probably couldn't go nowhere. We was just all stacked up. Everybody the same speed. I gave it a shot there, and Logan Donzie was right on me. And he ended up getting me when I tried to make a move on Randy. But, you know, here, what's the difference between 5th and 6th? I'll tell you what it is. It's, I guess 15th and 19th, because I start 19th now, dead last. There was only 19 cars, but the whole field's fast, so it's not like I'm 19 and, you know, stinking up the show. I might be, but, you know, she's sitting there on the Charger. I'm not going to do much changing because the track's going to come to us a little bit. It's still going to be heavy. It's going to have a big old cushion probably. The bottom's going to have moisture, but the top's going to be fast. So you're just going to have to time your moves just right. Let somebody slip up a little and slip up on the outside of them. That or cut them hard going in. Carry the momentum. So we'll see if my prediction's right. I could be wrong, but it's going to be a fast track. When the track's fast like that, man, everybody's fast and it's tough. So Rob won his, was in the same heat as mine. So he'll start on the pole. And I couldn't tell you after that, but I start 19th. We'll try to keep the fenders on it. Oh, wait a second. Ain't no fenders on it already. Maybe I'll try and keep the doors on it, you know? So I got nowhere to go but forward, and that is no joke. There ain't nobody behind me. So Lightning better pick it up, or Mater's gonna be towing him back. So we'll see how this goes. Oh yeah, I'm glad I got to meet the little Lightning McQueen, Lane, earlier in the night. He was cardboard box racing or something. I think he got 4th out of 35 or something like that. So good for him. Good job, buddy.
I'm not. Look, tell people bye. Good luck.
All right. Well, it's Sunday. It's Father's Day. It's the next day. last night. I didn't make a video last night because I was too aggravated. I didn't want to really represent that way, so it is what it is. It was a short-lived feature. Started 19th, I finished 18th, whatever. I know Randy Forrester had went out the first caution. I don't even think we completed. I didn't complete one, well, maybe one green flag lap. That second one there got caught in the right rear when somebody was spinning out and flattened the tire, knocked a hole in the tire, bent the bead ring. It was an old wheel. Honestly, it was an old wheel and an old tire that I just dug out. This one of my old ones. Ground it, grooved it, made that sucker like it was brand new, but it's toast now. So it's going to end up where it probably should have ended up to begin with. But so I thought that was the only damage, but I knew my rear end looked like it was a little funny. So I did look. One of my weird bird cages, my 3-link bracket, is not that one, but the front one. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see. That front one right there is bent, that plate. So I got to replace that plate. That is one nice thing about those brackets. You don't have to replace the whole bracket. I can just buy that plate and replace it. So I got a couple weeks to get it done, but I'll be on vacation, so I don't have as much time as I think. But I'll get that this week, and I'll get the car up on jack stands. I'll probably take the spring shocks off of it, get the rear end floating, put it on some straps at ride height, and just go through everything, make sure everything's good after taking that shot. And excuse me, my voice is struggling like it has been. But anyways, so yeah, it was unfortunate last night, but you know, I was kind of aggravated just because of our hot pit being on the other side of the track, and it's just not easy for us guys down at the bottom to get everything up there. But with that being bent, I might have saved myself some further damage. So maybe I was fortunate enough to just get away with what I did. So I think by the time I got to the trailer and they went green, all I heard was Mike Crow on the PA saying something about there's cars everywhere. So maybe I would have been caught up in something else. They're starting in the back. The car was actually pretty good from the heat race. I finished 7th, 6th or 7th. There were 7 in our heat race. I don't know if we all started. But it was pretty hammered down at that point. And single file, everybody was fast. I was, nobody could really go anywhere because there was pretty much one really good fast lane, at least in our heat. I saw the 3rd heat. Cody Savage, he was coming up through there. He looked really good. He looked pretty strong. But every time I try and get a run on Randy Forrester, he'd just carry the speed off. I couldn't pass him low. And but, it's like you got to try something. You get a run, you try and do it. And, of course, Logan Donzi's sitting back there behind me. And I made that move one too many times, and he got around me right there on the last lap. And so I ended up finishing 7th. But it was a pretty good heat. I looked at the lap times, which, I mean, it's, one you can have one fast lap and be terrible on the rest. So, I mean, it's not like just because you might be fast one lap. But it was a good indicator when I looked at my lap times. Through all 3 heat races, I had like 4th quick lap time in a heat race, but that's just one. But not that I was thinking I was 4th quick, but just overall it lets me know that, I was in the ballpark. Car was good. And it just didn't work out last night. That's how it is sometimes. So, but like I said, I mounted me up a new tire. And, oh, look at that. Mounted me up, and I didn't even mount it up. I rolled that whole thing out like that. And hit it with the grinder, grooved it up, and threw it on the car. And that's about as far as it made it. So that tire there is going to be 2 more side souvenirs. I got 2 there and 2 there for Fan Appreciation Night. And at some point, I'm going to have to buy some tires. I mean, I know they're not gonna last forever. So, but right now I got a few still. So, what I can't afford to do is be taking a lot of shots on these wheels. But then I'm really going to have to buy some. So, anyways, that's kind of a wrap on the night. Like I said, I didn't want to be too much of a downer at the end of the night. I was already complaining enough a little bit to my fellow racers about the night. And I don't really like to stay in that mindset, and so I just figured I'd take a break, do this video today. It's just racing. It's Father's Day. It's a great day. I had a great day at church. The pool's still too cool for anybody to be in it, except for me. So, but it's a good day. It's just racing, So, I guess that's it. I don't have much more to say. Except for Happy Father's Day. I don't know why I'm showing. This is what happens because I don't know how to close out a video, So, enjoy your Father's Day. See ya. All right, here we are. It's Monday. Don't judge me, Boa. I've worked all day. Now I'm jumping on this because yesterday was Father's Day and I didn't mess with the car. I didn't even wash it. I usually like to wash it before I put it in the garage, but I needed to see what parts I needed to replace here. And get on top of that. Then I can order this stuff. But so Saturday night I took a shot in the right rear, and like I said, put a hole in the tire, bent that bead ring. I don't know if I thought I had another ring out sitting where my beat up wheels are. But my rings are beat up on those. I might be able to get a ring for it. We'll see. It's an old wheel, but here, the wheel's still good. I'm looking over here because I'm using my camera being flipped. Now I'm really messing with you. So anyways, it took a shot there, and I knew my rear end was sitting a little funny after that. And so I wanted to make sure I went through it. And so what I do is I take my little cam buckle straps here, those straps, and I just set the rear end at right height, and then I go through and I can check all my suspension parts, where they're supposed to be at right height. So I went through, measured my J-bar, make sure it wasn't bent, and it's not, because I basically got a bracket on my left rear. They got bent, so that means it got hit in the right rear, and the bracket on the left rear ended up being the weak point of it that bent, which is good. It's not something else. I'm gonna pull the axles out, make sure they slide in and out, make sure my axle tubes are good and not bent. Haven't got that far, but everything looks good except for this one bracket right here, and you can see. That bracket right there is bent. I don't know if there's a good angle of it, but that's supposed to be straight. Kind of like that straight. I'm supposed to be able to look down that and that straight, but you can see that whole front piece is beveled out. So, the one good thing about those, I'm not going to say the one, it's a good product. I'm usually tight, so I don't buy that stuff, but I got talked into doing it. And I'm glad I did, because now all I got to do is replace that one plate. It just bolts off instead of having to replace a whole bracket, 3-link bracket. So I've already called Scott at SCP. He's got the part. All I got to do is the bolt-on part. Get this one off, put the other one on, and we'll be good to go. Give it a good wash. And like I said, I still got to I'm going to pull my axles out, slide those, make sure those slide in and out nice and easy. I checked the rear end as far as it being square. I checked the J-bar. And everything seems pretty good. I just got away with, I guess, a bent wheel, and a bent 3-link bracket. So, and the wheel and the tire, like I said, is basically, I didn't dig it out of the woods. I dug it out from underneath my shelf, but that tire hasn't been bolted on a car since my car was black. Still got the yellow tape on it, so that was 2019 maybe. So that tire and wheels have been sitting there for a while. So I'm not really out anything there, just a $50 plate. And come up with another right rear tire to make good. I know I've got one more over there that I can groove up. I just got to mount it up. This one was already mounted, so that's why I used that one this time. But I figured I'd do a little update because there's not going to be any videos for a couple weeks. We're not racing again till June, whatever that Saturday is, June 8th, or not June, but July 8th or 9th. And I'll be on vacation for a week. So there won't be no videos for a little while. Which, I mean, I don't know if anybody's waiting on them, but, you know. So I figured I'd go ahead and just kind of add this to it. You know, throw it on this last video. So I'll get this part off. All right, well, there she is. She's off. You can see how twisted it is. Looks like that hole right, which hole is it? Oh, man. This hole right here. You can see where it got a little egg shape. That's where that bend started. But I'll tell you what, it's a pretty inexpensive part that that you would want to take a shot like that. And if you was going to lose something, that would be it. I mean, it just bolts on your spring and shock mounts. Just bolt right off that and get a new one. Maybe I'll take the old sledgehammer to that. I don't know if I can beat that flat, but you know, at least make it a spare. So, but I'll get a new one of these and we'll be back in the game. I'll get it in a day or two. I'd like to get this thing back together before I head out on vacation, but if not, it'll be sitting here when I get back. So, but everything else seems to be pretty good in the rear end, and probably saved a half quart of oil, maybe a quart of oil by not running that feature. You gotta look at the positive. Cup half full. You know, maybe it won't be as hard to clean those spark plugs that are sitting in that motor right now. So, but she's good to go. I just got to get it back on the ground, wash it, clean some spark plugs, get that bracket back on. I mean, that literally took me, if I wasn't worrying about videoing it, it would have took me, 10, 15 minutes. It'd all be off. So, got one sitting there waiting for me at SCP. Scott took care of me. So, I'll get that tomorrow or Wednesday and have it back together pretty quick. So, maybe we can get a little better than an 18th finish. That's how racing goes. Last week you finished 3rd. This week 18th. I just had a memory pop up on my Facebook page. This time last year I won the feature. This day last year. So, a little more. I mean, won't you just kick me while I'm down? But it happens. I haven't really had too many DNFs in the last few years, so I can't complain. I haven't really tore a lot up. So, that's part of racing. Can't cry about it every time. But, But I tell you what, a couple of us has got a plan for that hot pit at St. Francis County. See if there's something we can do to help us out down there. I know what their concern is, driving through the pits and getting all the way around there. But we got kind of a different idea. I don't know if it's already been brought up to them at a different time. But we'll see. If not, all they can do is say no. So it's that easy. They're good people. So, all right. See you later. Till next time.
They're big good. They're big good.